What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? I have a question for you today. Do you guys believe in love at first sight? Is it real? Is it a myth?
Is it your how you Delulu? Like
what is it?
What's up, guys? It is Kat
and Kay, and we're back with another video today about love, about our love, and about how we met.
Yes, how we met and how everything transpired.
Yeah, in honor of Pride Month, because it's still Pride
Yeah.
Month, so we giving you all the gay
all
stuff.
the gay stuff for this month. Yes.
All the gay stuff. So I'm gonna start it off because I feel like the journey actually starts with me. I'm gonna give you it all about like how it led to me even meeting Catherine, and that all had to do with me starting a health journey. Yeah, it really
but
did.
Me too, because of my health journey, I met you. So
yeah,
go ahead.
It's so crazy how life works out. Like it's really so crazy how life works out. So back in 2019, almost at the end of 2019, in like November, I decided to completely transition from the standard American diet to an alkaline vegan diet. I went down this rabbit hole of, you know, just trying to heal certain ailments in my body, which then led to me starting my own business, selling sea moss and holistic products. And that was around the time when the pandemic hit. So sea moss was really coming to the forefront. I met a lot of people through that, and she was a customer. She was a customer. I got a friend request one day on Instagram from Catherine over here.
Yeah. And shout out to Rainy.
Yeah, how did it happen on your end? Like, how did you find me?
So I followed a mutual person that we both followed, and like one day she just posted her sea mosses, like, you gotta get your sea moss. Like, she tagged her. And then she posted her eating the sea moss and how nasty it was, but it was so good. She listed all like the health benefits. And I was like, okay, like I was seeing it every day. So I'm like, all right, let me try. I clicked on your page and I was like, oh, I was like, she sells them. Okay. I remember that I have seen her in high school before. And then like I immediately
when you
like,
clicked on my page, what happened? Like, what did you get any feelings then? Did you? Oh, you did.
I was like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. And by this point is when I was already like giving it to like the universe. Like, listen, I like girls. Like, I don't care what nobody thinks. I put it out there and like I was accepting it. So when I saw her, I was like, yeah, I do think she's cute. I like her. I wasn't like denying it.
But this was in 2020. When you hit me up in 2020.
Yes, 2020.
So, all right, first thing. She hits me up for the sea moss.
Yes, it was just strictly sea moss.
It was casual. It was casual.
Yes.
So I pulled up to deliver the sea moss to her. She comes outside. When she starts walking to the car, I'm like, ooh. Mind you, I'm single at this time. I'm like I get this feeling in my chest. I'm like, whoa, she's beautiful. Like, she looks good. God. So she comes over, gets the sea moss. We have a little talk or whatever. She walks away. I'm like, damn, like. Body was breaking, like, blah, blah, blah. And
I was,
boom, if you know what I mean.
And I was working out a lot, so.
Yeah, she was looking good, and I was just like, but even just like, I don't know, something about her energy. It just felt good. It felt light.
Vice versa. I liked her energy immediately. I was like, oh my gosh, she's even more gorgeous in person. It's something in her eyes. I was so attracted to her eyes.
After that, straight after that, I went to her Instagram and I'm like, I gotta see who she is, because you know we did follow each other, but I wasn't really looking at the moment.
I was a customer in the moment.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of self work for myself, you know, working on healing and you know stuff like that. I had just got out of a relationship in 2019, so I wasn't really looking for anybody, but I was like, wow, she looks good and I want to get to know her. So I go to her profile. I'm like scrolling, boom, see the relationship pic. So I'm like, all right, so that's off the table. So I didn't even think anything of it. I was like, oh, okay, she's in a relationship, like, cool, whatever. It is what it is.
Well, you thought I was in a relationship. I was not in a relationship at that point.
I wish I would have known that.
Yes.
I wish I would have known that.
I was actually single, freshly single, but I didn't want to delete my pics yet. It just took a little bit to delete them. I deleted them like a week after you saw them or something. Because it just had happened. So, but then you saw it, so then you didn't pursue anything.
Yeah, I didn't pursue anything. I never went really back to her profile or anything like that.
So she thought the whole time I was taken, and I wasn't.
Yeah, but you know what? Everything happens as it should, so I don't regret. Like, I don't. I can't say I wish, because you know it is what it is, and everything happened out. Yeah, everything happened perfectly. So yeah. So she continued to buy sea moss off of me and stuff like that, and we would like, you know, comment little things, you know, like each other's stories and stuff like that. And I kind of thought that she liked me. I was getting the vibe.
Yeah, I was getting the vibe too.
But you know, it never really went anywhere. So we were supposed to hang out one time, and she stood me up.
I didn't. I mean, okay, I kind of did, but it wasn't on purpose. Oh yeah, I was watching a Netflix show, and I was like, this really reminded me of her. It was about like health and like things, and I was like, oh my god, you would be, I thought about you, like watching this, I thought about you. I think you would like it. And I don't know who initiated it.
I hit her. I tried to hit her with the I did see at that point there was nothing going on your page. Like I seen you deleted the pictures and stuff. So I did try to shoot my shot then.
Did you invite me to my place, or did I invite you?
No, I said we should we should watch it together.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, that would be nice or whatever. Like, and I was already for it. So I was like, all right, well, like, what's up? Like,
but she didn't invite me to her house. So I was like, okay, I guess she's coming to mine. And then so that was like a thing that we said, okay, well, that she would come over and we would finish the show together. I would watch her all over again to watch it with her. And I don't know, something with, I left work late the one day that we planned to, and I couldn't get back with her. Couldn't see it.
She stood me up, y'all.
No, I didn't.
She stood me up.
I was late, so like I had like customers, and then I just couldn't leave. And then we wanted to reschedule, and I thought we did, but then I think I was supposed to hit her up, like letting her know.
She stood me up.
This is what happened. I was supposed to let her know when I was available. I remember now.
She never did.
And I never told her when I was available, because after a certain amount of time, I noticed that she was posting somebody else with her. Let's go there.
But I wasn't in a relationship though. I wasn't.
Alright, but I didn't know that they weren't in, or were. I didn't know, but I knew that she was around a lot, because I could see, and I was like, maybe they're just friends, or maybe they're not. But because I didn't see you trying to like, hey, like, are we hanging out? Like, I like assumed that maybe there was something.
I left the ball in her court.
But I was right, because months later you were dating this person. So I don't know. I had like a feeling. I was like, all right, I'm gonna let that be. It's fine. It seems like she's like seeing somebody. So
I wouldn't technically say I was dating somebody, but I mean, I guess you could call it that. But it was a situationship. It was never really dating, because it was
an entanglement.
I was entangled.
That's not even good. That's the first we're gonna talk about.
Yes.
Yeah, she was entangled, and I'm glad I wasn't involved. You see, this is my instinct said, don't let that be. Maybe there's something there. But whatever. So then a year later, actually months later, she got hacked on her Instagram. So I knew nothing of her for like a whole year. Didn't order sea moss for like a year.
Didn't even try searching for me.
I didn't.
She didn't even search for me. Like, she didn't even where my baby go. Like, she just was living her life.
I was.
She got into a whole nother relationship. Forgot about me, bro. Forgot that we were supposed to watch Netflix together. Like,
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I wonder if that show is still on Netflix too. We could watch it.
Man, I ain't trying to relive trauma.
So. What was it? Okay, so then a year later, she found me on Facebook.
She came up. Let me take over right here, because
that's her story. That's her part.
Yeah. So a year later, a little bit later, she came up on.
Somebody.
I was not. She came up on my For You page, like as people you may know on Facebook, and I was like, oh, instantly follow, and then I slid right into her DMs. Did I slide into your DMs? You slid into my DMs. Oh, she slid into my DMs. I did. Yeah.
I definitely did. I was like, oh my god, it's that girl. I was like, okay, let me hit her up. But you know, I was like, oh, I need sea moss. Oh my god, like it's you again. Where have you been? It's been so long. How are you? I need sea moss. When can I get sea moss? And then she was like, I got you. Whatever. We arranged that. But then and we kept talking, and she was like, how you been? And I was telling her about me like starting to dance again, and we just kind of like clicked and talked and stuff for a little bit. And
I said to her, this was me taking a shot again. I said, yeah, I don't really be on here like that on Messenger. I said,
yeah, you did.
I said, so if you ever want to like reach out, if you have any questions like about health and stuff like that, you could just reach out. And I gave her my number. That was just me leaving the ball in her court again, because I'm not trying to be thirsty.
And it also sounded like you were being nice too. I could have interpreted that as being helpful.
But for me, I know what my intentions were. It was just to kind of see like if it could go anywhere.
Okay.
Plus, after my Instagram got hacked, I didn't make Instagram for a long time, and then when I finally made a new Instagram and found her, she had the little gay flag symbol in her bio.
So I
knew she was gay. I was like, at first, when I first had the inkling, when I dropped her off the CMOS the first time, I didn't know and I didn't really care because I was just like, you know.
Shoot my shot, yeah.
Yeah, but then I thought she was in a relationship, so I wasn't trying to come in between that. Mm-hmm. So then, afterwards, hit her up on Facebook. I knew I had the confirmation that she liked girls. I was like, oh yeah, like it's on and popping. But you know,
I did that on purpose. A side note, I put the flag there too on purpose so that people knew that I was also like not just straight, you know, because I don't. Let's talk about it. I don't come off as someone who likes girls. I feel like people judge since I'm girly. They don't automatically think that. So I wanted people to know. I was like, I need you guys all to know that I am, just so you know. I had to put it out there.
So yeah,
so you knew.
So then, you know, from stalking her social media, because I was doing that, going through, like, I'm trying to figure out everything about her now. There was no indication through her Facebook that I don't think I had added you on Instagram.
Not yet.
I didn't add her, but
Instagram.
I saw her Instagram.
Yeah.
I didn't add her on Instagram. Like I said, I wasn't trying to look thirsty, but I was literally stalking her page. Facebook, anyways. There was no indication that she was in a relationship.
Yeah,
I was like...
none.
So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna start off slow. We just started texting and stuff like that. And Catherine, she's just like really nice, you know. She wasn't
flirting or anything.
She wasn't flirting with me, but like, I don't know. When you could tell the energy like behind, like we always had good chemistry from the jump. Yeah. And like I could just feel it. Like I don't know if it was me just coming from me, but I could feel like the connection, you know, even though it was nothing, I could really feel the connection. So I started off by giving her a book. I gifted her a book.
I dropped off CMOS, but then also gave me a book.
Yeah. She wanted CMOS, and then I surprised her with a book. I said, hey, here, you know, I got this book. Yeah. You know, I thought you might be interested in it. You know, check it out, whatever. Was not expecting her to start reading it that day. She started reading it that day. She started texting me. So then I'm like,
we talked about it. I wanted to hear her ideas about it, and like I was really intrigued.
I'm like, I was intrigued because I'm like, yo, she's like interested in something that I gave her. Like she's talking about it right away. I don't know. That just made me like her, like really like her, because I'm like, wow, she read the book already. She's talking to me about it. Like, you know, we're having good conversation. Mm-hmm. We both have like shared interests and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm already trying to jump the gun and stuff. So, you know, we're talking for a couple days, just casual talking. But I'm getting I'm feeling the connection, and I'm really liking her at this point. So I'm like...
So am I. So I'm freaking confused at this point. I'm like, what is happening? Because I was in a relationship.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I'll give you guys more intel after she's done her part.
Yeah, I did not know that she was in a relationship, honestly. Right. But at this point, I'm already invested. I'm like, I like this girl. I want her to know that I like her. But I wasn't sure if she was in a relationship. I wasn't sure, like... And I should have just asked, but me being me... I just wanted to see if the connection was real, if she was actually feeling what I was feeling. So because I knew where she worked, because I dropped CMOS off to her job, I went to the flower shop. I got flowers, the most beautiful flowers. I made my own bouquet.
Yes.
Inside the note, I wrote a little quote from the book, but like far back in the book, something that I know she hadn't read yet, or she wasn't, you know. And it was just something about being present in the moment. Bless you.
Thank you.
It was just something about being present in the moment. I didn't sign my name, so she doesn't know who these flowers are coming from. But in my head, I'm like, if she feels the connection, she's gonna know they're from me. Like, that was just how I took it. I'm like, I'm gonna send her these flowers, and if she feels the connection, she's gonna know they're from me. She's gonna reach out, and that's how this is gonna get started. So, mind you, I've never done anything like this in my life either. Like, send somebody flowers to their job anonymously. Like, you know, that was just not the game, my type of game. But at this point I was just really feeling her, and I just wanted to see like how real it was, if it was all in my head or something like that. Sent her the flowers. I'm waiting all day on my phone like to get a text, and I'm not seeing nothing's coming through. Finally, in like that afternoon, late afternoon, she says, did you send flowers to my job? And then I was like, yeah. I was nervous as fuck, because I'm like, what if she thinks I'm a creep? Like, and she's like, okay, can I call you when I get out of work or something like that? And I was like, sure. That's all she said.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, like, what does this mean? Like, I'm nervous as heck now, because I'm like, what if she Like, why couldn't she just say, like, oh my God, I love them, like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Or like, what does she gotta say to me?
So I'll just add to this part. I wanted to talk to you because at this point, when I realized it came from you, I was like, shoot, like it wasn't just in my head. I didn't think
we were both feeling the same way.
We were both, yeah. I didn't think we were both feeling the same way. I wasn't just, being like, it's not like we're just friends then. Like I'm thinking it, we're just so cool, Yeah, there's chemistry, but that's it. I didn't know I didn't have intentions for this to go any further in that moment, but I did like talking to you.
Yeah.
So when you sent those flowers, that's when it dawned on me. Because I realized it was from you right away because I read the quote and I knew it was you.
But you didn't read the quote in the book, so how did you know it was me?
Because I didn't know who else it could have been from. I didn't know who else. I was like, who else would send me flowers? And it sounded poetic too. It sounded like really nice. I just felt like it was you.
Yeah.
I just felt it. And
I knew she was gonna feel it.
Yeah,
she felt it.
I did feel it. And then I was like, so then at this point I'm torn. When she said yes, I did send him, I was like, my heart sunk because I'm like, why am I doing this right now? Like, I know I'm in a relationship. I'm in a long distance relationship. So I only see this person like a couple times a year. And I'm already feeling, let me just real quick pause. Like, I'm already feeling a little iffy about it because I was just unsure about the relationship because it's long distance. I'm not sure what's going to happen moving forward. And so I was already thinking like that and doubting it. And then this happened. And then
there were other things that you were kind of like, I'm not sure if I want to continue this.
With her?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It was a whole bunch. It wasn't because of this. It was before that. So when this happened, I was like, damn, like I want her to know I'm in a relationship because I don't want her to think that this is like we're talking now or something. Like I want her to be clear. And I know I wasn't clear because I didn't think I had to be clear because my intention wasn't to like, I wasn't flirting or anything.
Yeah.
We were just connecting and like I kind of let it just be until you sent the flowers. So I was like, okay, now I gotta have a conversation with her. So she calls me, I called you because I love that they were let me just say this. I love that they were from her. I felt so loved. They were so beautiful. They were perfect flowers. You picked them so, they were just beautiful flowers. And I was just like, and I really liked you at this point. And I was just like, why am I doing this? I was so torn. I was just, I think I cried that day or the day after. I wasn't sure, but I actually was kind of sad because I was like, I need to like figure something out because like, what am I doing? So I called you that night, and then do you want me to say that part, or do you say?
You can say it.
Okay, so I did call her after work, and I was like, "So you sent me the flowers." I was like, "Thank you." I just want you to know that I have a girlfriend.
I was like, my heart shattered, bro. I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
because if I would have known she had a girlfriend,
you would have done that.
I would have never sent her the flowers. Just like the first time when I dropped her off the sea moss and I thought she was in a relationship, I dubbed it. I would have never moved forward with it because like I wouldn't have done that. Like that's just not
Yeah, of course. And I was like, so I mean, are you sending these? And I be naive sometimes. I was like,
she's like, what?
Did you send them as like a friendly thing? Like I hope that this is not something that I just like you, like we're talking, like we're friends, and like I really enjoyed our conversation. So like in which way are you sending them?
And I was like, I mean...
you were like, I mean, yeah, friends, sure.
I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess you could take it like that. Like, yes, as I didn't even know what to say.
You were like, yeah, you just said, yeah, like that, like friends, yeah.
And when I got off the phone with her, I never felt rejected like that in my life. I was like, I just went out of my way and did something totally outside of my comfort zone, and I got fucking dubbed. Not dubbed because you initially, but because she's actually in a relationship. I was like, what the fuck? I felt so stupid, not gonna lie. I felt so stupid.
I mean, you don't have to.
I didn't know, but like I did. I was like, I felt like an asshole. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, you say I feel like an asshole. I hope you don't think I'm like that because you texted me. You're like, listen, that was not my intention. If I would have known, I would have never sent you those. I feel like an asshole. I think you said that. So I was like, no, I get it, and like I didn't tell you, and I didn't clarify, but we didn't talk about that. We were just friends talking about the book, so I didn't say anything. So that's what happened.
Yeah.
And then we even stopped texting.
Yeah. It wasn't like but then a couple days later,
a week later,
she texts me and she said, the flowers are blooming so beautifully.
Because they opened up so nicely. I was just in awe. And I was like, I'm not texting her. I'm not, because I don't want her to think now that I'm
And that's exactly what I did.
And I was like,
I thought.
I was like, no, I'm not, and I couldn't help it. I had to, because at this point I liked her. I was like,
yeah.
it sucks to talk about it, but that's the truth.
But
okay?
that's real.
That's the truth. Real, and I was like, I like her, and I was like, you know what? Things weren't like feeling right anyways, and I was like, you know what? I like her. So.
But we still didn't like.
Yeah, and I so
yeah.
and then I texted her and I said, the flowers are looking so beautifully. Thank you so much. And then that was it. And then you were like, oh, you're welcome. But then that's when you started texting me.
Cause I was like, come on, like I know there's something like.
It's not just you.
It wasn't me, and this is what I mean about soulmates, like love at first sight, soulmates, whatever you want to call it. I felt the connection there. It was no denying it. From the moment that I first seen her, that I was just like, wow, like something really about her. And it was just wasn't just her image, but it was just like, wow. And then like, you know, through getting to know her a little bit through social media, to actually like reconnecting with her after such a long time not like seeing her or talking to her. Yeah. And just like our interest, and the connection was undeniable, and I was just like, I love her. That sounds so wrong.
I feel like I felt that way too, though. I was like, no, like I'm going crazy. Then I even talked to my sister. I was venting to her because I don't know what to do. I was crying. I was very like frustrated with myself and everything. Like I just didn't know how to approach it to my other situation. Like I don't see this person all the time. But I had booked a flight already to see them. So I was like, should I cancel it? Should I break up with them? Or should I try to give it a chance and go and just see how I feel about them when I'm there, and then and to like really see what's going on, and you know, and I guess
they're in a whole other country too.
Yeah, like, so I didn't know.
She's in a whole other country.
And I was like, I didn't, you know, there was no right or wrong here. There was, I mean, honestly, the whole thing just felt wrong to me. But I was like, now that I'm in this mess, I gotta like figure it out and just let her know. But I wanted to see her, and I did. I ended up seeing her, and.
She went to, and I knew you were gonna go there too, and you told me like, yeah, I'm gonna go to my girlfriend in DR. And,
yeah.
How long was your trip? Like 4 weeks or something?
My trip was supposed to be like 3.5 weeks or something.
Okay.
And I ended up just staying for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, because I as soon as I landed, I knew. I was like, okay, I don't even know why I did this, because it's just.
But you wanted to see what felt right in your heart.
Yeah, in my heart, yeah.
And mind you, when she went down there, I completely like stopped talking to her. Yeah. I was like, listen, I feel like we shouldn't talk, even as friends, because that's what we were at this point. Yeah. We shouldn't talk because I don't want to, you know, have you feeling all these ways when you're going down there to be with your person. And like, and if you do feel like, you know, you are gonna stop talking to her, I don't want me to be the reason for that. Like, let's just cut all communication off. Like, let's not even be friends at this point. Because I didn't want to like have that effect on your decision.
My decision. Yeah.
So we did stop talking, which was actually really hard for me to do because like I said, the connection was there, but like I just felt like, you know, I needed to let her do her own thing, you know, as she was already having these unsure feelings, and I didn't want to like impose even further on what she was already feeling. Yeah. Even though it kind of already happened.
Yeah. I let that happen because I was already feeling like that. So it wasn't because of you, but you didn't want you didn't want to have any influence on that decision. Like you wanted me to see for myself and then figure it out from there. Yeah. So I appreciated that, but just the moment that we stopped talking, it just felt wrong too, and I was just like, but whatever. But that was the right thing to do in the moment, so we did that, and I went, and it just didn't feel right at all, and I felt so bad. I felt so bad.
Yeah, you did feel bad.
Because I just felt like emotionally, like it was like emotionally cheating. So I was just like, you know, and then I told my parents. My dad told me not to break up with her. I was talking about this. Yeah. My dad told me not to break up with her there in person because I will be in a different country alone. And like my parents were worried about my safety. They were like, you know how girls are, you know, and they're broken, or their heart's broken. You know what's gonna happen. I would say go out there, check it out, and if you don't like it, come back and then let her know when you're here. And that's what I did. I followed what my dad said, you know, just in case. So.
But you cut your trip short. I
cut my trip short because I had to go. I just gave her an excuse. I was like, I need to go back to work. Like, and she knew it. She knew something wasn't okay because the vibes wasn't there. And when I got back a couple days later, her and I weren't talking.
Yeah,
and I came back home and I had like a week off of work because like I said, I came back early. So I was just in my room thinking a lot and like figuring out what I wanted. And yeah, and I said it over the we talked over the phone, and there was a lot of emotions. Like, it was sad. It was, it was, I didn't really want to get into the breakup part, but yeah, so I broke up with her. We did it. It was a tough conversation, but we did it. I broke up with her, and she did say that she could like tell that something wasn't right the whole time. So she knew that this was going to happen. So we both felt it. And like, even before I met Kia again, our relationship was ready. What is it? It was already feeling,
it was like there was like a disconnection there.
There was already, before I saw you, yeah, there was already a disconnection there with her.
Yeah.
I had moved out of my apartment, moved back in with my parents for a little bit, and like, life was just getting really busy. I was dancing and like we weren't communicating as much. There was a little bit of a time difference at that time. It just wasn't aligning with my life anymore.
Yeah.
So I did tell her that too. Like, it was, I just said it wasn't like, I wasn't feeling it anymore. It wasn't working out for me. I just didn't see a future with her anymore. So then that's it, and that ended. And then I think maybe a few days later I told you about it or whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure when I told you.
She like texted me and she was like, hey, like, and she didn't think that. She's like, I don't know if like you ever like, want to talk to me again, or like if you care or whatever, but
yeah,
like.
So I didn't think you were going to talk again. Yeah. I wasn't sure, but.
She was like, yeah, but I did decide to, end the relationship with her because, it was just something that I needed to do for myself,
Yeah.
And I was like, I felt kind of bad at the same time, but at the same time, I kind of knew that was going to happen just because of the connection that I felt with her. And like, it's just like when something's meant to be, it's meant to be. And, yeah.
Yeah, I just have to think that. So yeah.
This might sound horrible to some people, but it's just like,
this is the raw truth. I mean, it's your opinion, but it's just, that's the way it worked out for us.
Yeah.
That's the way it happened.
Yeah. We did eventually start talking again a little bit after that. And that's when our love story began.
Yeah.
Actually, our love story began from the beginning, but like from the flowers, that's how I take it. But yeah, we started talking and like, but we didn't start dating right away. Like, we weren't we didn't make anything official. We were talking for, I think, like 3 months.
3-4 months, yeah. And then
do you want to tell them how we started how we actually got together? Like,
and like how when we started like actually going out, it was like 11 o'clock at night and I was after work and I was like, listen, we need to talk. And she was like, I was like, so what are we? I literally asked her, what are we? Like,
Mind you, I just came back from a solo trip from Puerto Rico. I already had it in my head. Like, I had this whole grandiose plan of how I wanted to,
she wanted to like
ask her to be my girlfriend, but I was actually just trying to give it time because I actually really wanted, even though our connection was really, really strong, like I was the type of person that always rushed into relationships. So I actually wanted to get to know her, let her get to know me. And like, I wanted to, give her a little bit of space and just become like really good friends before she got into another relationship because, a few months ago, she just had a breakup.
Right.
So I was trying to honor all of that. And just, just allow space. At the same time, just still she was literally becoming my best friend. Like, she is my best friend. But like, we were in that stage where it was just like, we were hanging out all the time. We were doing everything together. Like, in her spare time because she was very busy. But like, it was just so much fun and I was enjoying that completely. And like, I was in no rush to ask her to be my girlfriend, but I did have a plan though. I had this whole plan of how, when I was gonna ask her, how it was gonna be, and she asked me, what are we instead? What are we?
I was like, what are we? And you were like, what? Like, what do you want me to, like, do you want me to ask you to be my girlfriend or something? And I was like, it's not that, I just need to know where we're at because I want to make sure that we're on the same page.
Like she wanted to make sure like I wasn't talking to anybody else, or like we were like,
I wanted to make sure that we weren't, when you're with somebody and you're going with the flow and you're not there's no title, and it's like you don't know where they stand. I wanted to make sure I knew where she stood.
See, I thought we were on the same page in that aspect.
I just wanted you to know where I stood. It wasn't communicated, so I didn't think it
had to be, because I'm the type of person that is like, when I'm talking to one person and I'm getting to know one person, that's where I'm at. I mean, it wasn't communicating, but I felt like our connection was just like we knew, like it was just us,
like mutually. And
she just wanted to be my girl. That's all. Like
it was a mutual thing, yeah. Like it was like a unspoken thing, but at the same time, that wasn't clear. But I guess you could say that. But I just felt like it needed to be communicated, because I've been in previous relationships, so I've seen where like the one doesn't communicate properly, and so the one assumes that they're just free, and it's just like, no, like there's no one else that I want to be with. So I just wanted her to be clear with that. So I wasn't expecting her to ask me out that night. I just wanted her to know while we're talking, it's just you. We're exclusively talking, like we're not talking to other people, and I wanted her to know that.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted. I
already knew that. That was my plan.
So I guess I didn't communicate that too well in that moment, because she ended up like, okay, so you want to be my girlfriend? And I was like, yeah. And then, okay, that's how it happened.
That's how we started dating, bro. Yes. Like, I had this whole, like...
There's no excuse.
This whole... No.
Because I was like, you can still take me there and ask me.
I just felt like it wasn't even right at that point anymore. I'm like, okay, this kind of like...
You said you were gonna do
because it's not the same feeling. It's not like...
you said you were going to do it anyways.
Yeah, I did want to, but...
So what happened?
Well, I can't... If I say it, then I can't say it because...
okay.
Because then it was kind of tell the plan. But like...
Okay.
It's basically somewhere that I wanted to take her that it's just like really exclusive, and like I wasn't able to get the reservations. Get in contact with somebody to get the reservation. So it was something that was like a work in progress. But after that happened, it kind of just blew it for me a little bit, because it wasn't going to be the same feeling of like, do you want to be my girlfriend when you're already my girlfriend? Like, so yeah. Like, don't worry.
It's okay, because she proposed to me big time.
Yeah.
And we had a beautiful wedding. We like got married 3 times, so it was great. Yeah, we really did. It was a prolonged wedding, and I loved it. I had a lot of fun. So yeah, it's fine. You don't have to ask me to be your girlfriend anymore.
Anyways, guys, so yeah, she said, "What are we like?" Like it was one of those moments. Like,
what are we?
What are we like? I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, can you not wait? But she had something going on different in her head than I had going on in my head. So yeah.
Yeah. That was that.
That was that.
And I felt so mad at myself for like ruining that moment also. But you didn't have to ask me your girlfriend. I just wanted to know where you were at.
At that point, I felt like I had to, because you're like, what are we? So I'm like, if I would have been like, we're friends, we're getting to know each other, you would have been like, that. I feel like that would have threw you off a little bit.
You could have said like, I'm not talking to anybody. It's just you. We're just getting to know each other.
I did say that.
You did, but that could have
I said, you just got a relationship a couple months ago. Like, I didn't want to rush anything for you. Mm-hmm. Like, because I didn't. Like, I didn't know where you were at.
Rush either, but I guess it happened.
I'm a drink to that. Miss, what are we? But honestly, I say all that. Everything happens for a reason. I say all that to say this is my soulmate. Like, I feel it with every little atom in me. Like, I have never loved somebody this much.
I love you.
Like, and nobody has ever loved me this much. Like, the type of care and affection and just like attention that she gives me is just like no other. And every single like failed relationship that I've been through, and in times when I thought like, oh my God, like I'm never gonna get through this or that, like it was all meant to be, because look where I'm at now. Like true love truly does exist. And I can say though, it did take a lot of personal work, because, you know, after the relationship that I was in previous to our relationship, I decided that I was going to be single and, you know, actually do a lot of work on myself, actually start to, you know, learn how to be alone. And I was just like on this whole healing journey that took me, you know, deeper into myself, where I learned how to love myself more. And, you know, I did have some interactions with, you know, a few people throughout that time. I try to like not. I try to brisk through that. But yeah, I did. I was talking to a few people. It was never like I wasn't in a relationship. Basically one person. But even through that experience, I had to learn, you know, my worth. And once I fully let go of everything that was no longer serving me, I just surrendered to life and I was like, fuck it. She showed up again. Like, she showed up again. And like, yeah, the circumstances weren't ideal at first because of, you know, she was in a relationship and I was not trying to interfere with that. The reason why, you know, I just let everything go, but like everything played out the way it did. And like, we're here now and we're happier than ever and like more in love than ever. So yeah, guys, I'm really just thankful for the journey, like for the whole journey, for like my whole life. I feel like everything led me to here. Even those times when I questioned life itself. Like, I'm thankful for those times because like I'm in a place now that I could have never even imagined. Like, you know, when you're in those toxic relationships, and I'm not putting the blame on anybody else because I was very, very much toxic myself. Reason being, I attracted that, right? Mm-hmm. But when you're in those relationships and like you can't even see that glimpse of happiness, like you wouldn't even imagine yourself to be here, like where we are. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yo, true love really is out there.
I only dreamt of a relationship like ours, and this is even better than what I dreamt of. Like, I didn't think it could happen for me. Yeah. I was told also that I didn't like deserve something like this either. So it's just.
You were told?
Yeah, like my relationships. Like, I was in toxic too, and then, you know, it was just like, I thought that was like the most love I could ever receive. Yeah. And that's not true. That's not true at all for anybody. Everybody deserves love. The love that you want.
You deserve love, and like you have to first find the love within yourself, and then everything else will show up for you in life. And that's what I can truly wholeheartedly say. And it's like the question that we asked you in the beginning, do you guys believe in love at first sight? It might not even be at first sight, but do you believe in true love? Right. Or for me, I feel like that feeling that I got with her, I might have not have known it in that moment, but now, like, now that I'm in it, it resonates like, oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, it was like that pull. Like, that knowingness of like, you're mine forever.
I mean, I don't believe anybody belongs to anybody, but
no, yeah, I know what you mean. That way.
Yeah, I know what you mean in that sense. It's just like I said, the connection was just truly undeniable, and like no matter what was happening, like in both of our lives, like we still ended up right here where we are. Yeah. And like our relationship is thriving. You know, we get along so well.
Yeah. We keep learning from each other.
Beautifully. Yes. Like beautiful lessons have shown up to show us parts of ourselves that, you know, we may need to work on, or parts of ourselves that we might not have seen as like so beautiful as like, you know, your partner makes you see all aspects of yourself, like the good and the bad. Yes. And like, especially
and to love the bad, also to accept certain things that are bad, but not really.
Bad, I don't want to say bad because, you know, there are really but
imperfect, whatever.
Yeah, but like, it's just been a really, really beautiful journey. And like, you know, even just our families coming together, like, I love your family.
I love your family.
Your family loves me. My family loves you. It's just like, everything just feels complete. Finally. And like, I can't picture life without you.
Me neither.
Like, I don't want to live life without her. I always say, like, if one of us dies, I hope it's me first, because I can't picture living life without you.
I hope we die together, is what I say. I just hope we die together.
I always say that too. But
I don't want to leave you without me, but I also don't want to live without you. So,
but if somebody gotta go first, hopefully it's
no, that'd be so hard. That's selfish.
How's that selfish? I can't.
Then I gotta be the ones to suffer.
Yeah, but anyways, guys, we love you. This is just a long story. I don't know, a little story, a little recap of how Kat and I met. She went from a customer to sliding in my inbox. All right, I slid in her inbox. Actually, she slid in mine. To me giving her number, to me sending her flowers, to me getting dubbed for the second time. You know what I'm saying? To her going through, like, you know, her relationship, trials. And, you know, us ending up right where we are, right here, back together, happy. And just like, I feel like we're one.
Yes.
Like, I really, really feel like
we were meant to meet for sure.
Yeah. And I just want to say that you guys deserve this too, in your own way, but like you deserve the love that you deserve.
Yeah, you deserve the love that you deserve.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yes,
that's a fact. And don't give up hope, because true love is out there. You don't have to look for it. It will find you.
It will.
Just find the love within. Start loving yourself.
In the way that you want to be loved.
In the way that you want to be loved. Show up as that for yourself first, and it's going to come to you.
Yeah.
In the most unexpected way.
Yes. Just make sure that you always have good intentions and you are authentically you through everything. And then things will come because you're aligning with that. So
and do what feels right. Do what feels right. That's what your emotions, that's what your feelings are for. That's something that is innately in us, that is a guidance tool. Like, God makes no mistakes. Listen to how you feel. If something doesn't feel right, let it go.
let it go. Yes, let it go.
Let it go. But anyways, drop your story in the comments. We want to know,
oh my God,
do you believe in true love, or do you believe in love at first sight? And we just want to let you know that true love is out there. Or is it a bunch of hocus pocus?
Shut up. Do you believe in it? Do you know it can happen for you? Let us know a story.
How did your story start off? If you are in love, and if you did find your soulmate, if you are with that person, or if you're still waiting for it, like, do you believe that it can happen for you? Because I know that feeling that I had when I seen Kat, and just the way that everything is now, is undeniable. It's undeniable. And like, true love does exist.
It definitely does. In the most unexpected ways.
Unexpected.
You will get it. So.
The most beautiful unexpected ways.
Yes.
But guys, we're gonna let you go. Thanks for joining us today with our little chat of how we met and much more.
Yes.
All the ins and outs.
Yes.
Join us next week for another video. Until then, peace. It's Kat and Kay. We out. Love y'all.
Love you.